Wait till we see someone jumping on and then we get started. You having internet issues on your live? Yes, we do. Hi, everyone. There you go. There's a lot of people waiting. Thank you so much for sending me a text and letting me know. Yes, we do have a little bit of technical issues. So we start a little bit late. Apologize for that. And how's everyone doing? I hope all of you are doing well who's currently watching this live or who's going to be watching this live later on. We do hope that you're doing fantastic. It's exciting. Every week we get together, Michael and I get together. They said there's no sound right now. Huh. They're probably calling you, letting you know there's no sound on So let's see. I'm gonna see the chat. Can you hear us? Is there any way anyone could put in the chat? Can you hear us? Sherry, my angel, can you hear you? Okay, Sherry is okay. Lori Lynn says she's hearing us. Pat, are you good? All right. I think we're good too. Please share this out, everyone, because what we are talking about today here in this session's really important. I believe it's really the key of successful business, traffic, right? So if you would, please share this out. Take the YouTube, share it out, Facebook, wherever you're watching us. I think what we're bringing on today is very essential, very important to businesses. So, all right, today is Monday, December 11th, 2023. Gosh, the last month of the year 2023, it has gone by so fast and so joyful as well. We are excited for what coming this December in Onpassive and 2024. We are excited and ready to, for a new year coming. So as everyone know, based on what we put out there, today we're talking about traffic, solution, and money. Before we get started, let's have Michael say hello to everyone, and we'll jump right in. Michael.
Hello, everyone. Trust everyone is doing better than I am. But today's a great day, of course. Mondays are always fantastic. This is always a great show. I enjoy having these discussions with Julie, and I trust that you will find some golden nuggets within our discussion today.
Absolutely, Michael. We also wish everyone, I know it's in the winter season, it's cold and weather changes and stuff like that. We do hope you all get well, and Michael, you too, stay well, and myself as well. All these weather changes, so we do hope that you stay well. Anyway, we're going to jump right in talking about our topics today. And once again, it's about traffic, solutions, and money. Those are the three, I would call the components that we want to talk about. As we have witnessed in the past years, how Onpassive has been developing is going very quickly, very fast, and very precise as well. Michael, to me, I believe that everything that is going on right now is designed to be the way it is designed to be, and it is growing for the fact of so many people right now currently joining into Onpassive because they understand the values of what Onpassive is offering. Our CEO, Mr. Ashmufar, the executive teams, the tech team have been working tirelessly for the future, I believe, the future of the entire humanity. And it is very hard task for what they are doing, to build this gigantic business called Onpassive. It's a global business, and I could imagine, without a stubborn, hard-headed, for it would. Without that, the people would probably quit a long time. But our CEO, our team are very stubborn, very hard-headed, and really, truly determined. And with that unwavering efforts, is working so hard. There's time he said, I was just going back and forth to hell to be here, with the attitude of do or die. So today, we not only that we wanted to share and discuss with everyone about that unwavering effort, but yet we wanted to bring on the very important elements of this Onpassive to discuss, put it on the table to discuss. And the elements that I believe that makes one business successful is the traffic. When we're talking about traffic, we're going to go through deeper into it. What is traffic? Any kind of traffic, or targeted traffic, and then we're talking about the solutions. How does traffic and the solutions that are Onpassive are interconnecting with each other? And then once we are working toward those two important elements, what's come after that is the harvest, is the result of what coming out. So Michael, I know traffic is your specialty. I know there's 3 letters behind your name, which is the automatic internet millionaire. You understand it very well. So let's talk about traffic today, Michael.
Okay. Well, first of all, yeah, I agree with you 100% that there's a lot of work that is being done, and I think sometimes we forget that, it is not easy to succeed, right? Like in anything for that matter, right? It's not easy to become successful at any endeavor, right? I mean, if you think about it, right? Think about people that we consider, oh wow, she's so successful, he's so successful, right? How did they end up being so successful? You understand? And you can pick any areas in life, and the same will be true, right? It's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into it, but usually people just see the finished product, right? They just see the end result. They don't see what goes on behind the scenes. They don't see, the time and effort that people have put in, the long hours, sometimes, the amount of money that has been spent, and all of that. So, it takes a lot for people to have success. And when you have a company such as Onpassive that is doing, all the heavy lifting for you, you really have to appreciate that. They say most businesses, they fail within the first 3 to 5 years, right? 3 to 5 years, right? So a lot of businesses get started, whether it be small business, medium size, large, it doesn't matter. A lot of business get started. They have ideas. They start to put stuff together, and the majority of them fail in just 5 short years. I mean, that's not a long time at all. So to see that Onpassive is here, Onpassive is thriving, to see all the buildup, all that has been done thus far, it's really incredible, and we get to benefit from all of the hard work that's been done by someone else. It's one thing when you are putting in that hard work, right? It's one thing when it's your effort. When others are putting that, on your behalf, that's just something else. And so that's why I really appreciate what we have here in Onpassive. Now, we understand the sales process, because it's to make money is all about sales, right? You have to sell something, right? You have to have some service. You have to have some product. Sales have to occur, right? And so traditionally, if you're engaged in a business, you have to do the selling, or you hire staff, right? You can hire, sales reps, etc., and they go about doing the selling for you as a company. Okay, and the same thing can be true as an individual. If I join a business, if I join company A, and I'm no good at sales, I could actually hire people to go sell the company's products on my behalf. I really could, but usually people don't have the money to be able to hire others to do the work for them, right? It's no different than around your home. There are things, maybe you hire a nanny, as an example. Maybe you hire a housekeeper. Maybe you hire someone to do landscaping, etc., right? There's lots of things around your home that needs to be done. But you as an individual, right, you could hire people to do those things. And so when we look at Onpassive and see what Onpassive is doing as far as traffic goes, as far as advertising goes, as far as branding goes, right? They're doing all of that on our behalf. And it is so, so, so important. Without it, you don't have a business. Without traffic, without advertising, without marketing, you do not have a business. And this is why companies spend millions upon millions of dollars, for people to recognize their brand. McDonald's, everyone in the world recognize the McDonald's brand. They see that M and they know exactly what it is. Ask a 4-year-old, they know exactly what that is, right? Nike logo, like everyone recognizes the Nike swoosh, right? So, it's important branding. That's all part of advertising. That's all part of people getting to know who you are, right? And so when we're looking at internet marketing, when we're looking at we have a business online and we want people to get to know that business, well, how do we go about that, right? How do we drive traffic, right? When we talk about traffic, we're talking about real eyeballs having a look at whatever it is that you're offering. Okay, whatever service you may have, whatever product you're trying to sell, you need to get people to look at it. Okay, and so Julie, what we have here in Onpassive is second to none. It really is the best of the best, because the company is not just using let's say old ways of marketing, but they're coming up with new ways, things that haven't been done before. When we see what goes on in Dubai, the Burj Khalifa light shows and so on, right? The different partnerships, all of that is part of branding, is part of advertising, is part of marketing, and it will generate customers, and it has been generating customers. So, a lot of that is things that we were never involved in, things that we couldn't be involved in based upon the cost, So we are in such a great position because of all of that, Julie.
Absolutely, Michael. And, I remember about a year ago, our CEO, Mr. Ashmufara, came to talk with the founders about AI traffic. And he has explained it in a way where it helped us to actually expanding our mind. He said, traffic, or we can call it marketing, it's a dynamic process. It's not a formula that anyone can use that formula and it works. It's a process. And I think there is a science in terms of marketing as well. There are so many variables. You have to have the brain, you have to know the arts, and you have to understand. You have to do a lot of research and work, and then you have to piece all of that components together. And as we hear, observing the way how Onpassive is doing, and we actually also hearing from our CEO, in Onpassive, we provide targeted traffic, exclusive traffic, relevant traffic, and qualified traffic that actually using AI traffic or AI power to bring those traffic in there. So there's no other company that actually focusing that. But you have mentioned about purchasing traffic or customers or leads earlier, when there's no other company that could actually.
Nhà sạch thì mát, bát sạch thì ngon cơm. Em xin giới thiệu với anh chị một bình xịt tẩy rửa đa năng mà không cần kỳ cọ. Chỉ cần xịt là sạch, xịt là sáng, được biệt danh là chiến thần tẩy rửa. Em đảm bảo với anh chị, bà con, cô bác là bao sạch, bao thơm, bao rẻ. Tẩy rửa mọi vết bẩn cứng đầu, rỉ sét mà không cần phải kỳ cọ. Chỉ cần xịt là các vết bẩn tự bong chóc, không cần phải tốn thời gian, công sức. Đặc biệt bình xịt tẩy rửa này là dạng xịt bọt tuyết nano, phân tử bạc nên dễ dàng len lỏi vào các vết bẩn cứng đầu, không gây hại cho da hoặc các thiết bị điện tử. Khi xịt lên mùi chanh thơm mát không có bị nồng như những sản phẩm tẩy rửa khác. Nhìn căn nhà sạch bóng, bây giờ em cứ nghiện cái cảm giác cầm bình xịt lên xịt luôn ạ. Hãy giúp công việc dọn dẹp của các bác trở nên đơn giản hơn nhé. Nhanh lên anh chị, chỉ còn 20 suất mua 2 tặng 1 cho anh chị nhanh tay đặt hàng sớm nhất. Nhận hàng và kiểm tra hàng tại nhà trước khi thanh toán.
Bring that targeted traffic to customer, right? And it just and not all traffic are the same. There's a process of matching and delivering that traffic. It's so much more important, Michael.
Yeah, absolutely, Julie. If you're selling a video conferencing platform, like, okay, this is your product that you're selling, and so you have people that's coming to you, and they're looking for, a car, right? Like, that's not the traffic that you want. Could you make sales from people who are not looking for what you have? Yeah, you could, of course, right? Because you can have organic traffic. Okay, that happens a lot, right? That actually happens a lot. But you're not maximizing your effort. You're not maximizing your return, by having the run-of-the-mill traffic. Okay, so if I'm advertising a video conferencing platform, then I want people coming to me that's looking specifically for that, right? It's going to increase the probability of my sales, right? If I'm selling cars, right, and people are coming to me, but they're looking for shoes, right? I'm not going to sell a lot of cars. I may sell a car or two, right? Because that person, even though they're looking for shoe, they may see, oh, well, okay, that's a nice vehicle. And, next thing you know, for whatever reason, they may buy, okay? But I would rather have people coming to me that are looking for cars, okay? And so what we want in our Onpassive ecosystem is to get people coming in, because we have such a variety of products, right? It's not one particular product. You take a company like Zoom. Okay, what are people coming to Zoom for? One specific thing, right? But if I have a variety of stuff, people can come for O Academy, people can come from O Connect, people can come for O Net, people can come from O Verify, and the list goes on and on. O Create, and you understand, O Domain, right? O Traffic, right? People can come from a variety of stuff, then that increases my probability, increases my chance of success, because I have multiple things to offer to you, okay? And so when Onpassive is finished, in the sense of having everything complete under one roof now, right? When people come in, they're going to find at least one thing there, Julie. Like, that's the brilliance in what Onpassive is doing, right? They will find something. So yes, I want targeted traffic, but my targeted traffic doesn't have to be pinpointed to one specific product, okay? Because in Onpassive, we have a variety of products. So if people coming in and they have a business, and so because they have a businesses, they're looking to save money. They're looking to save time, right? So if I can provide that to them by way of the different tools and products that we have to offer, okay, then it's a win-win. If individuals are coming in because they're looking for, extra income, they're looking for, okay, how can I generate an additional income to support myself and my family? How can I create income for my retirement, and so on, right? People are looking for that. Okay, we can provide them that as well. So when you have everything under one roof, that people that come online and they're looking for, they have a business and they want traffic to the business, and Onpassive provides traffic, right? People come in for that. So there's so much that they can come for within our ecosystem that it makes our job that much more easier. It makes the company's job that much more easier to be able to provide that type of traffic, because it's all over, right? And Onpassive has a media department that have access to every single traffic source you can think of on this planet. That's a good thing to have. And eventually over time, Onpassive actually becomes the traffic, okay? When you become large enough from a database standpoint, then yes, you are able to supply the traffic to a lot of companies out there, which means additional revenue sources coming in to Onpassive, right? And we all know Onpassive shares its revenues, with its users, okay? So it's very, very important to have targeted traffic, no matter what business you're in. But based upon your ecosystem, based upon your model, that will also, determine the type of traffic, the type of people, right? Again, traffic refers to real eyeballs, whether it be a customer, whether it be a potential customer, just real eyeballs. You want real people, because sometimes we prejudge people, Julie. Sometimes, we have product A and we look at someone and says, oh no, they can't afford this, right? Or, we say, oh, they wouldn't be interested in this. You don't know. So the best thing to do is to put it in front of them, right? But do it in such a way that you actually have a process in place. Because sales isn't about a single event. Sales is actually a process. Sales isn't about, hey, I got this for sale, come and buy it. And then the person comes, take a look and said, no, not interested. Why are they not interested? Maybe they're not interested right now. Maybe they'll be interested 6 months from now. But if you don't have a way to be able to follow up with them, right? Because this is where the key comes from, Julie. The key is in the follow-up, okay? Again, I'm sure people, know or dealt with a lot of businesses. Real estate, you have a home. Okay, somebody sold you that home, right? People may come and say, oh, the market's doing great right now. Are you interested in selling? Okay, and you said, no, I'm not looking to sell right now. And guess what? A year or two, they follow up with you to see maybe you've changed your mind. Maybe now you're in the market for selling. You understand? And they will do so. And so people will get sales based upon that following up, right? Because they followed up, now they're able to get a sale, right? I remember years ago, I dealt with a gentleman, and at the time they provided a particular service for us, right? In the real estate market, okay? And I remember I told him, listen, don't worry, when we're ready to do this, right? You're gonna be our guy, okay? And so years went by, and guess what? He kept in touch, right? He kept following up. Okay, are you in the market now? This is this and so on, right? And eventually he made that sale, and it's probably his largest sale ever, Julie, to be honest, right? But the point is, right, that gold, that nugget, it's in the following up. So you have to have a process. And so a lot of people go about trying to make sales and they have no clue what they're doing. And then that's why they fail, because they don't understand that, like you said, it is both an art as well as there's a science to it. Company spends millions of dollars on research trying to understand consumer behavior, right? Okay, if we bring this to the marketplace, how will the customers, the potential customers, how will they react to it? If we have this particular ad, will this ad, produce anything for us? Will this product produce anything? Will people buy it, right? And so on and so forth. So a lot goes into it that most people are clueless about. They just think that, sales just happen just like that. But no, folks, there's so much more that's going on. But the good news is that Onpassive is doing all of this on our behalf, and we're going to be okay.
I got chills just really thinking about this, Michael. It's the art, right? The art is in the art is in the follow-up, or the follow-up is the art in driving traffic. Because I remember years ago when I was doing real estate, and I know I brought real estate up a lot because that is one of the industry that needed so much in terms of the traffic, whether or not as buyers, sellers, or investors. We got to do so much. And I remember back then, I didn't have the system. I didn't have the newsletter. I didn't have any of that. I was just sitting down and I had to send an email messages to all the clients that, not client, customers that I started the process with. And it was such a pain for doing that. And if I had to purchase a system or a product to do that, there's not all the components are in it. And I don't, like I said, talking about the relevant traffic or the qualified customer, once you get that one qualified customer, you got to go through the whole entire process. And it's a pain, to do that. And look, what Onpassive is doing right now, it's putting all of that together, all that components together, and you literally could use that and run with it. You could sit in the Bahamas drinking coconut water all day. There's no pain to it. It's the automation of it. And in order to have all of that coming, you have to have a dynamic website. And as everyone, we are looking at our website. I mean, that website onpassive.com are attracting every individuals, business owner, individuals who, all of that, the products, everything is in it. And imagine michaelwilliams.ai or julianwynn.ai. Once we have that domain coming into it, what are we going to do? We don't have to put the money, hiring the tech team to build the website for us. All of that are in one place. But then in that one place, that website has everything, all the products, the free products, all the products are available for anyone, literally could tap in.
Yeah, well, if you put all that together, Julie, and no one knows that you exist, then it's all done in vain, right? Mm-hmm. And this is why we're saying that the traffic is so important, right? You have to have real eyeballs, not fake clicks, or some clickbait stuff and spamming stuff. And, there is a professional way to go about doing all of this. And Onpassive is setting us up for success, right? So many people wonder why they fail, Julie. You know what I mean? They wonder why, because they don't have the formula, if you wish. They don't have that roadmap, okay? They don't have that plan that's going to lead them to success. And so they think it happens overnight. So they jump in company A, they jump in company B, they jump in company C, and they keep spinning their wheels, Julie. Failure after failure after failure after failure. And when here comes a company trying to give them all the clues that they need, trying to give them, saying, hey, this is what we're doing. This is how it's going to work, right? And you give them all of that, Julie, and they sit back and they still think that, no, that doesn't make sense. But if you knew what made sense, then you would be winning, right? When I look and see what we've done over the years, as far as marketing goes, and then we look at Onpassive, it says, wow, this is what this company is going to do for people. This is exactly what they need. This is exactly what they need to have that success, Julie, to be able to be in a position where now they're able to make these sales, right, on autopilot, being able to use technology to generate the sales for you, because most people are not salespeople. I don't know how many times we have to say this. Most people are not salespeople. If you go take some vacuums here's some vacuums, I'm giving you the product, go sell them. They're going to come back to you and say they didn't make any sale. Right? Sometimes, Julie, and I've seen it, sometimes even when people are ready to buy from you, you talk your way out of the sale. You understand? I've seen that, where you actually have a person who's ready to buy, and because you don't know the right things to say, you don't know how to go about conducting yourself, you end up losing the sale. You know what I mean? So, there is a process to it that makes so much sense once you get it, right? Once you get it. Yes, I have to have an attractive offer. I have to have real products that's going to provide values to people. Yes, indeed. But I also have a way to be able to showcase that. I have to have a way so people can come, and when they see, I also have a way to be able to follow up with them. So in case they don't buy today, maybe they'll buy 10 days from now, 20 days from now, 6 months from now. I have to have a way to keep going back to them, not in a hard, those, you ever see those salespeople just trying to hammer people to death? You know what I mean? Timeshares. That's what comes to mind, right? I don't know if you ever been in one of those meetings, right? They're trying to sell you a timeshare and they're just hammering you. I'm like, seriously, right? I rather just give people information and then let people do whatever they want to do with it. But having an automated system whereby I can follow up without me actually following up, right? And so when they're ready on their time to make that purchase, they buy. If I have enough people in my pipeline, Julie, if I have enough people taking a look at my offer, if I have enough people that's within my ecosystem, I don't need to worry about sales because the numbers are there. If I only have one person in my ecosystem, how many sales can I possibly make? You understand? 10 is better than 1. 100 is better than 10. 1,000 is better than 100. You understand? The more I have within that ecosystem, right, is the greater the chance of that individual or individuals purchasing something from me, from my business, right? So that's why we want to have a lot, 100,000, a million, 10 million, 100, as many as you possibly can to come in. And so that's what Onpassive is doing, is showcasing, putting out there its brand, letting people know about them, making the partnerships so that we can leverage their relationships and so on, right? There's so much to this, Julie. Everything has been done the right way, because once you've created that trust, once you've created that database, then it's just a matter of showcasing. Here's one product, here's another one, here's another one. And now that's why I say it's a license to print money, Julie, right? It's a license to print money once you have that on lock. But you have to have it on lock, right? Because if you don't, you're going to miss out on so many sales, right? I've seen conventions where companies that get people to come out, they're in there, they motivate them, they're all hyped up. And what do? They make sure they have products there because these people are so hyped, they're ready to buy. You understand? And sometimes they buy even more than what they really need. But because they get so excited and so fired up, they're jumping in, buying. Okay? They create that frenzy and then they go cold. Okay? Onpassive is not trying to do that. Onpassive is not trying to hammer people over the head. Onpassive is simply presenting the information to people. They can come in for free. They don't have to go buy right away. They can take a look. They can test drive all of this, Julie. And then if it makes sense for them, then they buy. Because when you do that, you're going to have a lasting customer. You're going to have a customer that's going to be here for life because they weren't forced. They weren't coerced into anything, right? That's what you want. And that's why it makes sense to have an automated process. That's why I love Capmo, right? To have that automated process in place that people can take their time. There's no pressure. There's no rush. And as they see it fit, they'll make a purchase. And when they do, that constitutes a sale, which means it puts money in your pocket. Without any sales, you can't make money. If you're making money and there's no sales going on, well, you're in the wrong thing and it's not going to last very long. Okay? What we want is something that's going to last a lifetime, something that's going to be here for generations to come. That's what we have in Onpassive. And that's why Onpassive is still standing today. The work is still being done, Julie. The work isn't finished. It's still being done, right? And so as the pieces come together, right, if people are paying attention, they'll be able to connect those dots. They'll be able to see how everything is interconnected and see why it makes sense that this is how you want to be able to market. You want to be able to just put people in front of something and that's it. Just put them in front of it. Let them do whatever it is they want to do. But make sure you have a way to capture their contact information so that you can follow with them on a regular basis, okay, without being intrusive, right? Without being there hammering them, right? That's what you want, okay? And that's what we have in Onpassive.
Absolutely. It's beautiful. And by the way, everyone, if you haven't done so, today is Monday. The new theme of our website is out. And when I'm thinking about traffic and when I go into the blog page of Onpassive, Michael, there are so many topics, so many fields that have been brought onto the blog. And for me, Michael, if we are talking about delivering traffic, if we're talking about receiving the traffic, we got to know the consumer. We got to know the qualified people, the qualified traffic to qualify businesses. And so if you really truly plug in and actually following Onpassive, you got to check out the blog page, because that's where what kind of traffic Onpassive are doing, what kind of traffic Onpassive is focusing on, all kinds, everywhere. Because you can't go into a website looking for, I don't know, a camera, and you've been delivered to a website that actually selling shoes instead, right? That's what we call relevant, exclusive, qualified, and AI traffic. And that's what Onpassive is doing. And so if we want to know what kind of traffic Onpassive is focusing on, all kinds, you got to check out the blog, because there's a lot of information there. So Michael, when we talk about building a dynamic business, we have the component of let's just put everything else aside. We have the traffic. We have the solutions in terms of all the products and what offering in Onpassive. And then we got to talk about the result of it, because you've got the customers, you got the product, right? People's customers are buying the products. What do we have? We have money, right? We have the result. We're harvesting it. And as we understand, everything is in one place in our ecosystem. If there's customer making the purchase, the money is growing. So let's talk about the money part of it, because a lot of us coming in here into Onpassive, I believe all of us, how do we make money? And let's talk about that, Michael.
Sure, absolutely. So, as we've been saying, when you have a sale, that brings revenue to the company, and then the company shares those revenue with us by way of commissions, right? So it's very simple. It's not something that's complicated, but we just have to know like the flow of it, Julie, right? Like, because even though it's that simple, there's many components of it though, right? Like it's not just poof, here's a sale, poof, another sale, oh, poof, another sale, right? There's components to it. And that's what I'm saying, that, we're in a position where the company is doing all of that heavy lifting, right? The company is showcasing the products to the marketplace. The company is finding ways, right, and multiple ways to bring these real eyeballs that I keep talking about to come and see your site, right? To come and see whatever your domain is, juliewin.com, juliewin.ai, whatever, okay? They're able to come and see, okay? And to be able to have that flow continue, that in case they don't buy right away, Julie, you have to have, it's so important to have that follow-up process there, okay? And then now when that person decides that, yes, they want to buy, whether it's today or 6 months from now, whatever, when they decide they want to buy, guess what? Poof, here's commissions to you. Now you're making money, right? Now what do you do with that money? You take that money, of course, and you spend it on taking care of yourself and your family, right? You have bills to pay, you use the money to pay your bills, but don't forget about your business. Don't forget to feed your business. Okay. Don't forget to take some of that money and put it back into your business, right? Purchasing more traffic. Okay. You want to increase your sales? You need more traffic. You want to boost your cash flow? You need more traffic. Okay. And so you can, make that go around in a circle. It just goes around and around and around. I made a sale. I made some commissions. I take some for myself and my family. I put some back into my business to get more traffic, so that increases the front end, right? And then as I make more sales, again, take some more money, take care of myself and my family, put some more back in, okay? When I've received my fill from all of this now, Julie, now I'm also going to take some of that money that's coming in to stimulate the economy, to help other people, out of their situations and so on, right? That's how that all works, and that's how that goes, right? So yes, we're all here for the money part of it, but there's all these other things that come prior to that. Okay, it's not just, well, I went and I activated and I'm in my OES, and okay, where's all my money? Okay, well, were any sales made, right? If there isn't any sales, there is no income. Okay. And if you can make the sales on your own, by all means, make the sales on your own. Okay. It's not as difficult as people think. Most people are just, they just don't have the right tools, let's say, to generate those sales, Julie. Most people don't understand, as I keep talking about that sales process, right? So, if you're placed in the right environment, you're going to succeed. Onpassive is the right environment. A lot of these companies that are out there just say, here you go, here's your website, you're on your own, right? Go do what you need to go do. And so people says, okay, what do you want me to do? I'm a lawyer by profession. I've never made sales before. What do you want? I had one lady tell me, well, I have a whole bunch of master's degree, but I've never done anything like this before. What do I do? So not because someone maybe, have a lot of letters behind their name, let's say, right? A lot of degrees and what have you, brilliant people when it comes to academics. It doesn't mean that they're good at sales. You have salespeople who are not good at sales, right? So they keep jumping from one sales job to the next, thinking that maybe they'll find the right fit. No, you're just not good at sales. So you may want to change your career, change your occupation, okay? And find something where it doesn't involve you selling, because you're probably no good at it. And that's why you have not succeeded up until date. I've been in organizations and companies, Julie, where I see people, yes, we all get the same material, we all get the same training, all these things, but yet we don't have the same level of success. Some people thrive in that environment where others fail, okay? And we know, just like everything in life, the majority of people fail. You may have somebody who's a superstar baseball player, but how many superstar baseball players are there? You know what I mean? Well, yeah, that child was great in Little League, right? And they never make it to the big leagues. You understand? We've seen that too many times, right? Too many times. You take 10 people, you put them into a work environment, and some of them just rise to the top while others, you know, they're out by the wayside. Some of them end up being homeless on the street, begging for a living because they could not make it in whatever their endeavor was. Okay, you have people in the classroom, right? Think about it, right? Okay, you go to school, think of your friends and your classmates then. Okay, how many of them, you know, graduated with honors, right? How many of them flunked out of university? You understand? Not everybody that goes to university graduate with a degree, right? People just automatically assume because you went to university means you actually have a piece of paper at the end. It doesn't work that way, okay? Not everyone is successful, okay? It is what it is, right? Everybody's in the classroom. Some got 90s, some got 80s, some got 70s, and so on, okay? It's not the same, folks. And it's the same thing when it comes to business. A lot of people started a business today, and some of them fall by the wayside, okay? That's just how life works. But here, it takes consistency. It takes being repetitive, doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Trust me, generating traffic is boring, okay? It's not something that's exciting. It really isn't, okay? But it's something that is needed. It's a necessity. You have to have it over and over again. But when you know, right? When you know better, you do better. When you know that all I have to do is just spend some money, it's as simple as that. You don't actually have to have the know-how as how traffic works, how it flows. You just need to have some money. This is why we say you get a few sales, take some money, put it back into your business, put it back into buying traffic, okay? You make some more money, take some of that, put it back into buy. Keep feeding your business. Don't starve it. That's why a lot of companies go out of business, because they're starving their business. They're making all the sale and they take the money and they're buying, you know, Gucci this and, you know, whatever, Mercedes that. And you understand me? All this fancy stuff and not putting nothing back in their business. And so the business starve. And as a result of starvation, the business dies. Okay. So it makes a difference. Onpassive has it all put together so that we can succeed without having the tech savviness, without having the sales ability, right? It's because there is a way to do it, Julie. There actually is a way to do it, right? Others have done it as far as being able to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on advertising, okay? And as a result, they make a lot of money and they just keep doing it over and over and over again. So we will have that blueprint here in Onpassive.
Absolutely. And I love it when he's talking about doing it over and over and over again. And that's exactly what we're doing here. It's every single week, literally, we're talking about CATMO, right? In a different way, of looking at things, right? So CATMO, what is it? It's a complete digital solution. There's a lot to talk about a complete digital solutions. And that is one of the components we're talking about today. And then what? Automation, right? Delivering it automatic to the qualified, the relevant, and you know, exclusive to those customers. And then what else are we talking about? We're talking about targeted traffic, not just any kind of traffic, right? Targeted traffic. And then we're also talking about the component of money as well. So if anyone's that want to understand more about Onpassive, to me, CATMO is the seed of knowledge. It's a seed of information for me to actually try to understand the whole entire dynamic of Onpassive as well. And then the last part of it is, it's opportunity. It's Onpassive. It's a complete circle. And that's the reason why we are keep repeating those information in a different angle, in a different way of looking at Onpassive. And that's why we're here every Monday and excited to talk about it. Michael, are there anything else we want to bring up on this particular way of explaining or talking about CATMO today?
Yeah, well, is what you've said, Julie. These are just discussions, open discussions that we're having. This is not an update webinar or any of that stuff. It's just we come together, we talk about various topics, and we just share knowledge with people. And if they can benefit from that, they benefit from it. It's just as simple as that. That's how life should be, folks. Life should be really this simple. Okay, it doesn't have to be complicated. We don't have to know everything. Okay, because I doubt there's any one person on this planet that knows everything. Okay, but it's always good to have knowledge. It's good to understand what you're involved in, because what you are involved in is a life changer. It is a game changer. It is going to make a difference in your life. You just have to give it time. It's as simple as that. It's like if you have someone that says, okay, you know what? You sit down with a financial advisor and he tells you, okay, you need to save $200 a month. And if you do that for the next 20 years, you can have so much money, invested properly. You'll be able to retire. And this is what your retirement income is going to be, and so on and so forth. Okay. So you start out on day one and you're putting that $200 aside. Okay. Are you there yet? No, you're not. Okay, you know what I mean? That's going to take time for that to build up, right? And so that there's enough there so that you can actually retire and live off of your investments, okay? It's the same idea in starting a business, in that you're not there in day one. You're not there in year one, you know what I mean? But as you continue to do the work, as you continue to be patient and being consistent, knowing that, yes, eventually this is what we're working towards. Okay, you're building that dream home. You don't have the dream home today. Okay, but as you start putting all the pieces together, getting the people to come together, all the workers, them, etc., and they're doing all the heavy lifting. All you do is just show up on the site and just check. Okay, all right, look, oh, nice, we have a foundation today. You come back a few months down the road or whatever. Oh, wow, there's some walls going up. You know what I mean? You're just taking a look and you're seeing what's going on, and you're just enjoying the view. You're enjoying the process. That's what we're doing. And then eventually, guess what? That mansion that you're building, now it's completely finished, right? Now you can go sit down, relax, recline, and enjoy your fruits. But you didn't labor on it, though. You understand? You weren't the one that actually went there and did all the work. You weren't the construction worker. You weren't that engineer. You weren't that architect. You weren't that designer. You didn't do any of that. But you get to reap the rewards. You get to enjoy that lovely home. You understand? That's Onpassive, folks. Okay, that's what Onpassive is. Okay, the company's doing all the heavy lifting. They're building the foundation. They're putting up the walls. They're putting on the roof. They're doing everything that needs to be done. They're putting a nice bowling alley inside your home for you. They're giving you a nice games room. You understand? They're giving you an indoor swimming pool. All of this the company is doing for you. And then you get to enjoy all of that, right? That's what we're talking about, and so we come here each Monday, try to, present it in a different way, but we're always saying the same things because it's all interconnected, okay? Everything, because it's the one subject matter. It is Onpassive, right? But we can talk about different aspects of it. We can talk about how everything relates, all the pieces, okay? And we can talk about where we're going, right? And most importantly, the benefits that you have to gain from all of this, because no one else will be prepared to do any of this for you. They just wouldn't, okay? Because it's a lot of work, folks. It really is, okay? If it wasn't a lot of work, companies wouldn't have to spend millions of dollars just on the research part of it. Never mind the testing part. You understand? Before they even make a penny. So they spend millions of dollars before they even make a penny. Well, what if it doesn't work out? Okay, who stands to lose? Not you, not me. You understand? But because the company says it's a done deal, failure is just not an option. This is why we can all sit back, relax, and be calm, knowing that our future is so bright. It is secured because of Onpassive. Okay? So, Julie, it just keeps getting better and better and better.
Absolutely. As it getting better and better, we are in this last month of 2023. We've just finished Thanksgiving here in the US. I believe December is a month of not only appreciative of what we are having, in our life, but it's also a month of giving, a month of sharing. And so I just would like to, not telling everyone what to do. If you would like to, I would say share whatever that you feel that's valuable to you, whether or not it is Onpassive, whether or not the little knowledge, whether or not, whatever it is that you feel that it is important to you, that you love so wholeheartedly. I think it is great to share, because what is the ultimate goal of Onpassive is creating. It's basically to lift up humanity, to have everyone around the world involved, to be part of it, so that we could have that power to lift up humanity. I mean, amazing how you want to do things we want to do things in our life, but then we have that power to do so. And that's what we call, total freedom. Well, that's what we call lift up humanity. You have that ability to do so. So, my humble suggestions to everyone is continue to share what you love, and continue to use what Onpassive is creating for us to be the best version of whoever we are. Michael, last words?
You said it all, Julie. You said it all. As far as I'm concerned, this is the place to be. Right? If you need a helping hand, Onpassive is the place to be. Right? If you can't go out there and do it on your own, Onpassive is the place to be. It's as simple as that. Okay. And if the company's doing all that for you, then all you have to be is continue to be patient. Maybe you don't understand it. It is possible, right, that there are some that are involved that don't really understand. It is possible, okay? Although there's more than enough information that's there, if you're paying attention, that you should understand, you should know what you're involved in. But if you don't understand, at the end of the day, you still just need to be patient, and all will be revealed to you, and then you can make your final judgment at that point, right? This is the beauty about it, Julie. People can just sit back right now and just relax and say, okay, I don't see what I'm looking for yet. I don't see what I'm looking for yet. I don't see what I'm looking for yet. And just keep waiting and waiting and waiting. And eventually, maybe one day you will see what you're looking for. Okay. It's as simple as that, because there's something in Onpassive for everyone. For everyone. Okay. But for me personally, I just don't like leaving my future up to others. I'm just not built that way. Okay, so I like to be active, Julie. I like to do whatever it is that I can do. I like to do it. That's just my personality. If your personality is one whereby you want to sit and wait for others to do it, that's okay, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, we always say it. Just be the best version of yourself. Okay, not of me, not of Julie, not of someone else. The best version of yourself, folks. Do whatever it is that you can do. If all you can do is smile. Okay, if that's what you can do. If all you can do is clap. Okay, be the best version of yourself. Do what's going to make you happy, because that's what life is about. Life is too short. I was on a plane ride just yesterday, and oh my gosh, that's one of the worst plane rides I've ever been on in my life. Okay, and it wasn't long. It was like a 50-minute to an hour. And wow, turbulence, like the entire journey was just, oh, wow. You know what I mean? So life is too short, folks. That's all I'm going to say about that. Life is too short. So, just do what you can, right? And keep it simple.
Absolutely. Keep it simple. Thank you so much, everyone who are watching and going to watch. Please stay plugged in and share. Have a good day, and God bless you all. Take care. Thank you, Michael.
You're most